Yep, you've been taking notes the wrong way all the time. But don't worry, I used to be guilty of this too. But today, we're gonna change that. I'm gonna show you how to take notes like a pro and boost your productivity to the next level. And for this video, I got some company. You might think everyone knows how to take notes, right? How hard could it be? What could be the problem? Like, why would you even do this video?
The problem with the traditional way, it's not flexible. When we take notes, we have so many notebooks. For example, we are studying too many subjects. In order for us to take notes, we will have something like this. We will have a notebook for, I don't know, maths, a notebook for philosophy, and a notebook for how to cook, because because you're living away from your house. And this is very annoying, you know, especially for us, computer science students or other majors. We want to link between ideas. For example, I may be studying something about architectures or design patterns. Then I want to link it with another subject, with the web. They are linked, but I have a subject in this notebook, a subject in this notebook. How do I link between them? It's just annoying.
There are 3 types of notes that I consider: great notes, bad notes, and trash notes. Meet Kai. He's been taking notes the exact same way since the beginning of high school. He just writes when he wants to and tries to copy down the slides, examples, and what the professor is saying. Take a look at his usual notes. This is 4 hours worth of notes. They seem, according to Kai, pretty easily understood. The fact is that these notes are trash. Why? You can tell. Well, there is no organization of ideas, they don't make sense after class, and let's face it, Kai's probably gonna lose them in a week. But don't get me wrong, Kai is actually a pretty smart guy. However, his mentality of I will remember everything just won't cut it for college classes because they're genuinely challenging. Now meet Tai. She took that middle school advice of write down everything in an aesthetic way and it will make sense. Let's take a look at her notes. Yep, they're well organized, aesthetically pleasing, and everything is good. That advice actually worked for her and she got impressive grades during middle school and high school, where classes were so easy. But in university, everything changed. The classes actually moved pretty fast and the results for her are not that good. Even Tai got better grades and does better than her, although his notes are nothing but chaotic. But instead, he actually pays attention and actively thinks in class. So I call Tai's notes bad notes because they don't improve her learning. Now you might say, alright Kaito, what's the solution? How do I achieve the great notes? Well, you should consider these things. First, one thing at a time. Even if you got ADHD, your brain literally can't listen, think, and make pretty notes at once. 2. Think before you write. If you don't understand what you're writing, it's a waste of time. Just don't write, okay? Understand first and then copy down what you understood. 3. Don't fall behind. The longer you spend writing, the more you will miss. Your notes are not an art project. Yes, having nice notes is great, but don't sacrifice your learning, because what's the point of taking notes if it's just gonna slow down your learning process? The point here is don't be afraid to destroy your notebook. Scribble, highlight, underline, make that book your canvas.
Most of the time you might find yourself reading a book for, I don't know, for a week, a month. After that you'll totally forget everything about the book. I will ask you, remind me with just one main idea from the book. You will probably be ashamed.
Yeah, they know.
Why? I have one phrase to say. Destroy your book, okay? Destroy your book. You're reading a book? Take notes. You have a paragraph, summarize that paragraph, scratch it. Take the main ideas in the margins. The margins is the space between the text and the edges of the book. Take notes there. You read a paragraph, try to summarize it in your own words. Of course, in one phrase, because it's the margins. You don't have enough phrase. So please destroy your book, okay?
But what if the book is not mine?
Then.
Like what if I borrowed from a friend?
Okay, then it will be useful to use a notebook, okay? Because it's mean to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can have a notebook or you can have some Cook. Okay, so some more.
When it comes to learning, there are many parts: introduction, processing, memory, organizing, and utilization. So don't get caught in any one step. Use active recall to test your whole understanding. And active recall, in simple terms, is a learning strategy that involves actively trying to remember information from memory without looking at your notes or textbook. You can also explain your knowledge to a friend, a buddy. This is one of the best ways to evaluate your learning. So this way, you can make your life much simpler, because classes move really fast. So you need to cut out habits that don't contribute to your learning, and trust your brain. The more you practice this muscle, the better. And here's a tip: you gotta use technology to simplify. Don't get carried away with all the tools if they slow you down. And speaking of tools, there are apps that make note-taking much easier and fun too. Tools like Notion, Obsidian, and App Notes can be game changers for you. Let's take Notion for example. You can create databases, templates, and to-do lists all within the same platform. You can customize and create your own digital notebook based on your specific needs.
How do you manage your things digitally?
Okay, first I started with Notion. Notion is a very great tool for beginners in order not only to take notes, but only to manage your tasks, to manage your priorities, to manage your studies, everything. It's just amazing. For example, I have a lot of projects here, and this one is for my daily tasks. It's very simple. I am into philosophy, of course. I like etc. Donc I have here is where I take notes for my data analytics certificates. I have notes here, for example, data quality. You will find here all the notes. It's very easy to do. You just need to learn how to use Notion. You have to press /, then you will have a bunch of options. You have a heading, a bullet list. It's very straightforward. You will get used to it very quickly. As you can see here, I have everything organized. My first semester notes here. Let's say base de données, etc. I hate French. I just put a link to Google Drive to visit the course. It's just very straightforward. It's a good way to take notes. You solve the problem. It solves this problem, okay?
Obsidian, on the other hand, is like a digital brain. It's built on the idea of creating a network of interconnected nodes, just like your brain's neurons. You can link concepts, ideas, and notes effortlessly.
Here is Obsidian. Here is my new cave. Here is where I take notes. Here in Obsidian, I can link between ideas. I have a note about Docker. I can link between notes, and I will have a graph view. This is very useful for me to be creative, and it's just not to worry about the structure. For example, here in Notion, I used to struggle to structure my ideas. Here I have my school notes. I have my self-taught journey here. It's just I worry too much about structure. It's like an obstacle. In Obsidian, I don't have that burden. I don't need to worry about structure. I just throw a bunch of notes. I link between them. That's it. For example, here I can link between notes. For example, here I have an image for Docker images. I can simply click on it, and it will take me to this note. This is mind blowing. Okay.
And for people who have like Apple devices, I think Apple Notes is a simple yet effective option because it syncs seamlessly across all your Apple devices if you're an Apple enthusiast, and that way you will make your notes accessible wherever you go. It might not have all the features of the other apps, Notion and Obsidian, but it gets the job done. But here's one thing: you must build your own note-taking system. You have to find your own way. Notion templates and digital systems are cool, but they might not suit your unique learning style. Don't just use them to look good or use them for the sake of using them. Make sure they genuinely help you learn more effectively. Because you have to remember that you're not just passively taking notes, you're actually engaging with the material. So your note-taking system should be an extension of your learning process. And we actually planned the whole video using Obsidian schemas. And there you go. This is kind of a small guide to taking notes as a student, combining what I experienced as a student with modern techniques that I do and others that I actually don't, but I recommend. The key is to be flexible and experiment with different methods and find what works best for you. Taking notes may seem like a simple task, but when done right, it can be a game changer for your academic success. That's all I got for you. Stay curious to love.
Good question. You can make your own templates and sell them. And you have to be a very good marketer, or you need to have a friend like Kaito who the marketing part for you, you know? So, win-win situation.
That's all I got for you for this video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth tips and tricks that will ace your student life.
Book will just come back
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Story of fucking life. This story of fucking.